First, just all y'all hear me out. You know what I'm saying? I've been saying the same thing I've been saying for years. I've been in business for years. What's going on just by reading their meetings and going by what they're saying and what they're talking about and actually what they're actually doing on top of what they're saying. Because these companies will lie. I'm in sales myself, and my job is to lie all the time, and that's what they're going to do. But there's legal ways to do it, and there's always a white lie. So there's always some truth to the lie, but the lie is always made to sound good. And if they can't make it sound good, then they just won't speak on it. That's just how it is.
Mm.
And I'm not, like I said, I'm not here to kick nobody while they down, bro. I've been telling y'all this forever, and it's not because I hate Xbox. It's because I own the Xbox, bro. I don't even play it because I don't have nothing that I want, and that's my problem with it. But I've been trying to tell especially Xbox gamers, to speak up all the way back when they bought Minecraft. That's when everything started. When they bought Minecraft, that's when they knew they could have a third party game that cost a little bit of money that is super successful. They made their money back on Minecraft in 11 days. All right. So I'm just saying that's the point. I'm saying that that's when it started. When they saw that they can make money outside of how they do it traditionally,
Mm.
seeing that they didn't have the relevance in console gaming as much as Sony and Nintendo had. I mean, think about it. PlayStation 3 was Sony's worst year, and it still outsold Microsoft's best year. So that should let you know just how little power they have in the gaming space. So will they make another hardware? Sure. But either it's going to be one or two things. One is either going to be for their cloud and their cloud and streaming services. So say like TVs that have like Samsung TVs, you could get Game Pass on there, but some TVs, like Sony TVs, you cannot. So they're going to make something for that, so they can have access. So people can have access to Game Pass through that. They don't need to make hardware if they're going to put their games on other platforms, because those other platforms are going to be your hardware sales.
Wow.
You don't need to make a hardware for that. So it's going to be either that, or they're going to have a third party company
Yeah,
come out and make a hardware that's
I
not.
heard this too.
Yeah, so that's the only two options that they're really going to go with. This what they're doing right now. Go ahead, mama. What they're doing right now is would kill any type of hardware momentum they would ever have.
Yeah,
Even if they had
agreed.
the move,
You're
it
killing the
would kill
hardware.
all momentum. So
100%. I agree with
yeah.
you there. Your
So if
hardware is
it's
done.
true, yeah, if it's true, if this is true,
It's
then
true,
it's over.
man. It's true. It's true. And
I
I'm
believe
like,
it's true. I can tell that. I mean, you know me. I've been seeing this writing on the wall for a very long time. So I know it's true. It's just that, with this move, with what's being had right now, what they're going to announce on what you say, what is tomorrow,
I
maybe.
think they're gonna do tomorrow, or they're just gonna get destroyed for the whole week.
Yeah,
What I predict is they'll announce it tomorrow, and they'll probably say something stupid like they usually do.
right. I mean,
They'll
it's kind of
probably
hard to
offend
PR saying we're
somebody.
leaving the gaming business or
They'll
we're leaving the
probably like
console.
they'll probably say that Xbox core Xbox hardcore are irrelevant. They don't dictate to the
No, they won't
core.
say that.
No,
They
I
won't
mean
say it like
I'm
that.
sure that they'll say something stupid.
What
Listen,
they're going to say, they're going to say something along the lines of,
our metrics.
our competition has made it too hard for us to compete in the traditional way, but we have a new strategy for our company to utilize our assets the best way we can do it. That's the type of
Yeah,
shit they
They beat our ass.
yeah, they can't. Well, they ain't gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? But
well, but
even with
basically
with
they will
Xbox,
say that.
when Xbox Twitter said you can buy, it's okay if you buy a PS5. That's when I knew that this was the last generation.
Okay,
There's no, yeah.
not to interrupt, but B Flesher, I want to get you. Any
Okay, go ahead.
comments, King, or you could stick
Yeah,
around
yeah,
and say
go ahead
something.
for
And
sure.
then Sid G, I got you. What's up, B Flesher? How you doing, brother? I got you, Wade. We got 25 people requesting. Can you hear us, B Flesher?
Yeah, can you hear me?
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. So I just wanted to bring up like a few quick points. So one is regarding the next console. I think the way they're going to view it is they're no longer going to view it as a way to get people in the door. They're just going to view it as an option. So what they're going to do is it's probably going to cost more than it costs them to make. Like they're going to pass that cost on to consumers, unlike what they've been doing, where they've been cutting the cost of consoles, because it's just going to be an option for like the few who want hardware. And then
Mm-hmm.
another thing I was thinking about was I think Microsoft knows, and I think the whole industry knows this. Obviously, consoles one day aren't going to exist. Exclusives as we know them won't exist. but they're just viewing this as, okay, what's the point of us continuing to lose money on these consoles and continuing to invest in like a dying
Agree. Yeah, I
play
agree.
for our company right now. Like obviously it's still working for Sony, it's still working for Nintendo, but they're just jumping to conclusions
And
because they know where this is all going.
going ahead with it, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, so they know eventually this is where Sony will end up, this is where Nintendo will end up. It'll be a long time from now, probably 10 years, but this is where they're all going to end up. So the only thing I think they view is exclusive anymore is their subservice. And what I mean by that is I don't think we will ever, and if we do, then I have literally no clue what their game plan is. I don't think we will ever see a first party Microsoft game on another subservice because I think that is the only thing they view as exclusive anymore is what is on Game Pass. That is what we can offer exclusively to the consumer is our Game Pass catalog. So if we see like Starfield go to PS Plus, then I have no fucking clue what they're doing. I don't think we'll ever see something like that. I think that is like
They'll only be able to buy it for $70 and maybe at a time interval.
yeah. So you get what I'm saying? Like I think that is like the end all be all
That's a
is
very good point. I never thought of that, but yeah, why would they? Why would they don't want. Why they just want that $70?
yeah, exactly. And I think eventually it's just going to become a subservice battle, like whether or not people like it, like long term. Like I'm not saying Sony's going to not make a PS6. The PS6 will probably sell great. The PS7 probably won't sell as great, and then I don't know if we'll get a PS8. But that's just what I'm thinking. And that was pretty much all I want to say. I don't know if anyone disagrees with that.
Why did Sony gotta fail for you to make Xbox be successful?
What'd you say?
Like, why do you think that Sony's gonna fail? Why do you think that? You think the model?
I never said they're going to fail.
You said they ain't gonna be able to run.
I'm saying eventually consoles won't be needed and people won't buy them.
No, that's not true. We'll always need hardware. Software
No,
needs
we will not.
Yo,
Okay, then are they astral projecting it into your mind?
why do
then?
you sound like
Because
you're talking from a dual sense, bro?
He's on his phone. He's all right.
I'm on my phone. I'm just asking for like straight, like real
Hot
answers.
97.
No, the fact of the matter is, think about it. Consumers want. It's like, did you see that Asmongold clip that was floating around? Like, consumers don't care how it gets to them; they just want the content. They don't care how it's made, anything like that.
Well, that's not video games, though. I'm trying to
I know,
see
but it kind of relates to it in the sense that
video games with no hardware.
Because in the sense that consumers don't care how they get the game; they just care that they can play it in a good state. So
how are you going to play it? You're not answering the question. I'm only asking, like, how does this make it make sense for me? Because if you're saying that the
because
hardware
eventually when the cloud, obviously
who's going to run the cloud? Like, on what hardware are you running the cloud?
Well, if you're saying the companies need hardware, yeah, of course. Yeah, the companies need hardware to run the cloud. But Microsoft has one of the biggest cloud infrastructures of all. They have one of the biggest server farms of all, so they're not out of the hardware game in that sense. Microsoft isn't putting that.
I'm talking about the consumer level. Like, how are we going to consume games without hardware? Please explain.
I mean, we'll have hardware as in phones, as in TVs. I'm just saying we won't need the console. We won't need the console hardware. That's my point. We'll still need hardware in general.
King Thresh, yeah. I feel like
I'm just trying to understand. That's all I'm honest.
Okay.
I'm happy. I'll be happy to answer.
No. Listen, I don't know if he's just being combative or whatever, but he understands.
No, I'm not. I'm really not.
I think he understands.
Steve Flash is not like he's an Xbox dude, or he just really. There's been people who say that, King, that the consoles are going away. There's definitely a big faction that's saying that in the future that your hardware will basically be, it could be run off of your phone.
Well, Tim,
your hardware won't physically be running in your pocket or on.
Tim, Phil Spencer 2 years ago came out and said, if you're an Xbox customer, the thing I want you to know is that this is about delivering great exclusive games for you that ship on platforms where Game Pass exists. That's our goal. That's why we're doing this. He didn't say that in 2013. He said that during this generation, right? And this is the problem that I have. This is the problem that I have, right? That's why tomorrow, like, I'm gonna go in on these people, right, in the space or whatever, because what you see for 2 years now, I've been like having problems with all of the stuff that Xbox been doing, and not you, Tim, because you understand where I'm coming from. But there's a lot of other. There's been pushback from against me saying that I'm just a pony bot and I'm really just a fake Xbox fan. And I'm like, no. Look, there's been 3 years in this generation.
Wait, I
Three.
got you. Go
Three,
ahead. I
right?
was gonna say Wade.
Yeah, Wade,
Wade's
you know
next.
you my boy Wade.
Wade's up next.
There have been three people. There have been 3 years in this generation. The first year they launched the Xbox consoles without any exclusives. We went a whole year until you got like Halo and Forza Horizon 5. Then the very next year they delayed everything out of that year and pushed it all the way back to the next year. And then they increased the prices of their games for Redfall and Starfield to $70, right? And then when Redfall came out and flopped. But you know the one game that we have seen zero rumors about going to PlayStation? Guess
Redfall.
which game that is?
Redfall.
Exactly. You see. So all of the good games, they're like, you know what, PlayStation can have those. But you know what? We
Yeah.
want our Xbox gamers to feel wanted. You know how we want y'all to feel great. We're gonna let y'all keep Redfall as an exclusive. Isn't that great? Y'all get to keep Redfall, but we're gonna give the PlayStation community
Yeah.
Starfield, Hi-Fi Rush. You know, they already got Psychonauts 2. I mean, shit. Let's just give them a Halo while we're at it,
Well,
right?
irony though. That's not how they're gonna see it. They're seeing it like PlayStation players are going to be in the Xbox's community. That's how they're going to see it. That's exactly how they're going to see it.
But here's the problem that I have. If this was the case, then why did we buy an Xbox? Most people, if you're an Xbox only player, if they told you this shit 3 years ago, you'd have just bought a PS5, right?
Yeah.
That's
So
exactly
what
what
they
I
did is
said.
they tricked you, just like I was pissed. Remember last year when all the Xbox kicked me out of their group chats and Bikini blocked me and all that shit because I was saying, wait a fucking minute. They told me this year that we're gonna get Starfield, Redfall, and a lot of other games. They delayed everything out of the year, and I still have to pay for this for the year of Game Pass. That's stealing. That's robbery. You robbed me because
It's a bait and switch.
I bought this year's worth of Game Pass because I knew Starfield was coming out 11/11. That's what y'all announced in y'all fucking E3. Now 11/11 is here and there's no game and I get no refund. And when I was saying that, they was like, "Oh, you just making up shit and you just starting stuff because." I'm like, "Look, y'all are corporate slaves. I don't give a damn what the corporation is. And if they start to fuck with my money, then we have a problem because this is money. Like they not. This is a $2 trillion company. These people are making millions. I don't make millions. So even if it's a $2 raise, I need to know where the value is coming from, what's going on. We haven't heard shit. You know what they haven't told us about yet? Where the fuck is the Activision games on Game Pass to
Yeah.
include?
That's a big. That's a shitty. That's a shitty thing too. Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, like to increase my value, right? Where the hell is that? They're not talking about that, but you know what they're talking about? Decreasing the value by giving the games that we thought was gonna be.
I'm hearing rumors that Call of Duty's not coming to Game Pass. So.
See, see,
Huh?
see. So it's just a big mess, and you know what? They're gonna piss me off because I know they're gonna motherfucking do it. They're gonna
Yep.
send Sarah Bond out there to take all of this heat because
No, she's not going to take the heat. I don't. They won't do that. That's a real bad look if they do that.
I
Wade,
know.
I want Wade to get in, and
Oh yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Wade. I'm sorry.
Lord, I just wanted to say, Lord's going to co-host with me so he can add people,
What's good, Lord Eric?
some new
My
people,
guy.
and he can help me out with some of that stuff. So, Wade, what's going on?
Yeah, what up? To be honest, I just think all of this is just an accumulation of everything that's been going wrong with Xbox since the Xbox One reveal. Cause,
20 years ago.
He's talking 15 years ago. I hate Wade.
but listen, there's no way that, to be honest, I'm shocked. I didn't even, I mean, even as a Sony guy, I'm speechless. I didn't think it'd come to this, but look, let's keep it real. The Xbox, the exclusive that they're releasing, they aren't exactly setting the world on fire. Starfield kind of came and went. Hi-Fi Rush kind of came and went. That didn't really set the world on fire. So I mean, they're not getting that making the games that are making people pick up Xboxes. Let's be real. They're not setting the world on fire as a Spider-Man 2 or God of War or any of that. Like, say what you want about those games critically, but they make people buy PlayStations.
So you're saying
You
they're
know,
prioritizing everything except releasing great games?
yeah. Like all
Exactly.
this could be.
Well, they
If
don't need to make
Well,
great games to make money. That's what they figured out.
well,
well,
hey,
Starfield's a good game. I mean, listen, I think you guys should try it. I mean,
But it's a good game. No, no,
Yeah,
no.
but
I'm
But
not,
listen,
I
I'm
get
not,
what
I'm
they're
not
trying
even
to
talking
say.
about that. I'm just talking about the rhetoric. Period. Like he said it himself. Like if we make a great game, it's not going to make Xbox better. It's not going to make us better. And they see that. Look at Minecraft, bro. Like that's not a big time ass, beautiful bomb ass game. That's a regular ass
Listen,
Nintendo NES looking
I
game.
get,
You know what I mean?
I
But
get,
look how much money it made though. You
listen,
know?
I guess Starfield may be a good game, but look, compared to when Skyrim came out, that shit set the industry on fire.
It
So
was
I
Basically,
feel
like
like
Baldur's Gate. You're basically saying
You
it
know
didn't
what?
come out
I
in.
honestly I feel that it's going to be very interesting when Starfield comes to PlayStation, and what the PlayStation guys think about it.
Wait a
Um,
minute. Wasn't Pete, not Pete Hines, what's his name? Aaron Greenberg saying that when Starfield was coming out and
yeah,
all the PlayStation fans
this
were
is.
saying, is it going to be exclusive for 1 year? Or is it
He
going to come?
said no. He said no.
Thank you. Right, and now we see
Listen,
reports
that's
about the.
why.
Oh,
Listen, that's my main point. That's why, and I spoke on this earlier. That's why I'm not an Xbox dude anymore, or I'm going to influence for the brand because you can't lie to me like that. It's 2 years. You handled this in the worst possible way. If they had came and they said, "Listen, maybe talk to certain guys in the community," they could have came to me off the record. They could have came to Rand off the record. I'm not even saying that they've done that in the past with certain things. I have to say, but like something like this, they just handled in a cowardly way, and they didn't answer it. They didn't answer about Blade. They didn't put it on the stupid storefront.
exactly. We still don't know about Blade. Yeah.
Blade's multi-plat, but um, you know, but that's my issue is that they said something and they went against it, and you know what? It's been too many times. You know what I mean? They've screwed up. They've done this consistently. Their messaging, they can't get straight. They can't get the Windows Store to work. They can't do certain things that they just can't do. And it's at the point where I just say, hey, you know what? You're just not. This isn't this space or the console space is. You don't belong here because
stop.
you can't keep something. You screw up like this. You screw up like this. You do what you did with Xbox One and that reveal. You walk into the fire when you knew the DRM. You know they'll walk into the fire with this. If they had any kind of smarts, they would call a meeting tomorrow and say, you know what? Let's think this over. Let's say nothing's happening. And walk it back. If they
But they're
did
doing this on
that,
purpose, Tim. Like what
what?
you said, they're doing this on purpose, right? They're leaking this stuff. Somebody's leaking this
Yeah,
stuff,
Yeah,
that's
right?
my
Like this
opinion.
stuff is
yeah.
not
The
coming
games
out.
being injured.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're being dangerous.
This isn't just random stuff that
Technically,
people are just making up. These reports are coming from somewhere, so they're leaking this
yeah,
shit on purpose. And
a
the
hundred
thing that pisses me
percent.
off the most with Microsoft is that they create the problem and then try to say, "Well, the only solution is this." And I'm like, "No, the problem that y'all created was this. For the last 10 generation, for the last like 5 or 6 years of the generation, y'all brought out no new IP. So it was just Halo, Forza, Gears, and Forza over and over, right? When y'all finally get some new IP, 2 or 3 years into this generation, 3 years into this generation, y'all finally got some new IP. Hi-Fi Rush, y'all got Starfield and stuff like that. And within 12 months, they're done talking about putting those new IP on other platforms. So now you just bamboozled all of your fans into thinking, damn, just wait, just hold on, hold the line.
Hold
That's what they told
on.
everybody. Hold the line because don't worry, the great times are coming. The Xbox fans are gonna get what they deserve. And now all y'all getting what is being told that hey, all the stuff that we told y'all was gonna be for y'all, because we fucked up so much and nobody has faith in our consoles anymore because we don't provide the games on a normal basis. Like I said, if it's not that the games aren't good, is that if you have to wait 3 years into a generation to get some new IP, right after the generation that happened last generation, the only thing y'all do, y'all are platform holder. The only thing y'all supposed to do is make video games. Y'all been in the industry for 20 plus fucking years, and y'all are more inept than Stadia. Give me a break. Y'all are
So,
two
so
trillion dollars.
sorry for
Listen, it's
interjecting, Uni.
smart to say.
Sorry for interjecting. I agree
Kareem,
100% with you. By the way, I do have a few questions, and I'm just gonna throw these out there. Maybe you guys could answer it. So the first question is, um, who's to say like what if PlayStation just doesn't want some of these games on their console? Because you never know, they could be spiteful, or they could be like, "Hey, we don't
That's
want this
already
game
the
on the
case.
console. It's not coming on the
Yeah.
console." They could be spiteful, or you never know.
holy
Um,
shit.
and another question I would
713.
have is like, what if this blows off the checks and balances where now PlayStation has free reign to raise the prices and do whatever they want with consoles.
I'll answer that real quick, bro. I can answer that real quick. First, Sony, that's already what's happening. That's probably why it's going so long, is because they're still negotiating different things. They probably don't want games that are proven bad already to come on their consoles, but they might do it. It might be out of spite. It ain't gonna be out of spite. It's all business. All of this is free money for Sony. So any game they take on, they don't got to develop. So that's just free money for Sony. So it all depends on what
And it's a
games they want to
perk,
bring in.
and it's a perk to the ecosystem. Let's be
Yeah,
honest. You get
yeah.
everything.
The only thing Sony going to be worried about is branding. They don't want to see anything Xbox on
Yeah,
their platform. That's what
agreed.
they're worried about. And then what
Quick
was your
question,
other
Tim.
question?
Yeah,
A
but
quick
how much
question.
is
What if?
Microsoft
What
going
if?
to make? Because see, the thing is, for me, I like, I
Seventy
tell people that
percent
I
is
invest in
Yeah, they're
Microsoft
going to make high
stocks.
margins,
So
bro.
for me, in that sense, investing in Microsoft, because I'm heavily invested in Microsoft. Like maybe like half my fucking net worth is in Microsoft. So this is why this is really bad news for me, because with the tick of ABK and the tick of Bethesda, you know. I put in money because of those, because that's what was really going to help the brand and the
But
I
that's
know
not going to
consoles are
affect
going to die.
Microsoft
The
anyways.
consoles are going to die. That's understandable. But the brand itself,
That's
Xbox, whether it's
understandable.
a freaking thumbstick or
Nah,
whatever, it was gonna. That's what I was kind of
But
Wait.
Microsoft,
playing on.
The console dying is understandable.
Yeah, because consoles they're not gonna last forever, bro. I mean,
No, that's true.
there
That's
will be
true. But why is it
hardware.
that we need to? Why is
No,
it?
no,
hey,
no.
Why is
There
the
will be
people who?
hardware. There will be hardware. So there will be a hybrid cloud machine that you
Wait,
could
is it
probably
my
hook up to
turn?
your TV. But when I say console, I mean like the traditional sense of CDs and all
who
that.
told
Man,
you? Where you
man,
get this
cloud
information
is
from?
not available on other country. Cloud is not globally available in other
Yeah, you
countries.
tripping, dog.
Well, you got things like you got the Rogue. He's just basically saying technology is going to get to a point where there's going to be things like the Steam Deck or whatever the case is going to say that
Yeah,
will
that's
be
probably like
able to
three
do the
years ahead.
console.
But that's pretty much like what we're looking at whenever we invest. Is like 3 years ahead, 4 years ahead.
Hi, you guys can hear me?
We have to look at the possibilities of the
I can
yeah,
hear
we
you.
can. So
Well,
that's my
Okay.
the
question in that
console been
sense.
Um,
around.
Listen, I
In
think
The
I'm
console been
disappointed,
around.
obviously, but I think we need to give this some time to see what their final, you know, plan is.
Well, tomorrow
Yeah.
we should see
So
that
I
soon.
think what's going to happen is we will still keep getting new hardware. And what they will say is that,
We
listen, the games will come
we
to PlayStation platforms about a year from when they come out on Xbox, but on the Xbox they'll be on Game Pass. So the decision
if you
for
buy
us
an
will be
Xbox from now on,
we
you're a
can
dumbass.
keep buying Xbox
No,
hardware, get them day one,
hey, you know why they
Look
don't
at
get
make
them
sense
on
though?
Game Pass, or we buy them a year later on PlayStation and we pay money for it.
No, they don't make
That's
sense.
gonna be the
They
my
don't
boy
make sense
said
for
Yeah,
what
but
they're
the
I
thing
think
is,
doing
the
right
they're
now.
saying
But
that it's
you
gonna be
also
like
get the better
day and
version
date.
with
They're
the
not even
Pro.
gonna give it a year
exactly.
for the
I'm
exclusive. It's
sure
gonna
they
be
will
day and
do. I
date.
don't think they're idiots. I mean, they made $3 trillion. They probably know a few things. At least that's what I'm hoping
Ah, no,
for.
no, no.
If they
They're to the
don't,
level.
then
No,
they're
just because they
stupid.
make
But I
trillions,
think that's
Hold
what's
on.
going to happen. They're
They're
going to
to
say,
the
listen,
level.
we will still do
My
new
guy,
that's what
hardware,
Malicki's gonna get.
and
my guy.
we'll
Bill
get the
Bill Gates
games
was
day
smart,
one.
right?
Game Pass will become even better because we'll make more money from selling to PlayStation fanboys, and
What?
or we
Nigga, you
can
sound
spend
Talking
insane.
about
$20,
you sound
$100
What?
crazy.
Canadian
Like,
a
nah,
year from
You
now
you
for
sound
gotta
one
be a
game
crazy.
that's
Microsoft
going to be on
exec.
the
I'm
Xbox
sorry.
Yeah,
for
You
Sony
gotta be a
completely
makes
free
Microsoft exec, bro.
I
for
feel
a
like
year now.
We
I
we'll
should
think
be
that's what's going
happy
to
because
happen going forward. And if that's the case, then I'm on board. But if it's anything
okay,
less
but
than
you just
that,
made up a
then
date
it's a
though.
problem.
man,
You
you
made
just
up a
what
date
the
that don't make
fuck?
sense.
Honestly, I want to say something, guys.
That make no sense.
Sid, I think it's going to be day and date. It doesn't make any sense for them to do it. Um,
exactly. Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense for them to do it halfway in. Do it day and date,
Yeah.
and just to have a unified release. And that's where I think that they're going to go ahead. And
Are they
like I said, this
abandoning
is
Game
just the
Pass?
signaling of the end of
No.
Xbox hardware. You're going to be able to, if you want to play on the Rogue or you want
And
to
that's
play,
good.
there's,
I listen. I used to use Stadia, and I know everyone laughed at it, but I still love it. It was fantastic, and I kind of wish that
Same here. Same here. I
Xbox had
used it.
bought that
I don't love
technology
it.
And
because
you
Xbox
know why
was
nobody let me
That
tell you
shit
the
was
crazy part.
ass.
huh?
Hold on. You love
So
Stadia, right?
so
Let me
I
tell you why
believe that
most people
you can
didn't love
play
Stadia,
anywhere you
right?
want, and that's a good thing.
Hey, listen
I've
to
been
this.
using. I have a PlayStation. I even have the Portal, and you know what? I like the Portal. I hope Xbox does something like that. At least you're sitting at home, you don't have the TV, you can play.
I don't.
Yeah, so it's a nice device.
Their
It's cheap
Xbox
as well
already is doing
You
that,
compared to
bro.
all the
They're
other
doing that
stuff.
with the HS
So I
Lite,
think that's
bro.
what's going to
you
happen.
said
They'll
the
say,
reason
listen,
why.
we have faced problems with hardware sales, and they may not say it like that. No company will say that, but they'll say that, listen,
Oh my God.
how it's going to work is for the first
Listen,
1 year, Game Pass is going to be even bigger now. Even more new games will come to PC and Xbox. For the first year, you're playing for free, or you can buy them a year later. You know, a year
So then, what's the
later
point of putting the games on
for full
PlayStation?
price,
And
and games are becoming,
real quick, bro, you just
100
rambling,
Canadian,
bro.
which is like 70, 80 USD. That's a lot of money. I mean, I just
This
bought
nigga-
Tekken 8 for $110 Canadian. That's insane.
Nigga, we don't
So
want to
if
hear your
that
life
comes to
story, bro.
Xbox
Like
day
get
one,
to it,
like, get
bro. Like we
the
don't
out of
want
here,
nobody
man.
then
to
that's
take back,
worth it.
bro.
Nobody want
What
to
are
hear
you
this
And
shit.
doing?
PlayStation people are paying
Nobody want to hear this, dog.
Nobody want to hear this
Microsoft
shit,
money
man.
to make
Yo,
that
King,
happen.
they got me
Maybe
agreeing with
that's
you,
the
bro.
plan. I'm hoping
Like,
that's the
All
plan.
right.
what is he talking about?
All right, so you made your point. Go ahead.
Oh
I want
shit!
LM and Emilio.
Thanks.
You were you were saying something. Thanks for your time. Ellie, what do you think? What's going on with you?
Me?
Elemental P.O.?
Oh yeah,
LMNOP.
yeah, yeah. Tim, I got one question for you.
Sure,
Just
sure.
what if they just stay silent? What if they say nothing?
They get
Again,
killed. This is just going to be ongoing. They're just going to be getting
it
themselves.
get worse.
Yeah,
Listen,
but
it's going
there's
to get
nothing to
worse.
deny.
It's going to be bad when they did it. They
What do
really.
you mean that? Okay, where are all the reports coming from? Thin air?
Rumored sources.
No, the report. This is the truth. This
Thank
is
you.
how this all started. There was a leaker to Shinobi, and Shinobi then basically talked to his guys. Nate came up with what that guy Nate the Hate or whatever. He came out and he basically said what was going to happen. Now it was first reported Shinobi knew about it first. Then other people started to get wind of it. And then last night it actually morphed to they're not just doing Hi-Fi Rush and SOT, they're doing Hellblade 2, Indiana Jones, and Starfield. And at that point, the source that I got from that is impeccable, and it's in the industry, and people in the, who it's real, bro. Just trust me, it's real. Now, what's going to happen tomorrow? They're going to have to address it, and I don't think it's going to go over well. I don't know how you can get. The only way you can get me back is if you walk it back and say, we're just going to give this. We're going to maybe release these two games, but we're just going to see how it does, and and move it from there. But they're not doing that. They're gonna say basically, we've done our things and this is the way that we need to go, and we're going to actively bring our games to anywhere where we can. And, ba, ba, ba. I want to hear from my friend Hot 97. What's going on, brother?
Yo, Big
Hip
Tim,
hop
my dude,
gamer.
what's going on, baby? What's poppin', son? Yo, first,
What do you think? What do you think of this whole
That's a New
oh
craziness?
York
yeah, you
nigga.
already know what it is. Yo, first off, before I, let y'all, tell y'all what's up. Shout out to everybody that's here. There's so many people here, so one love and God bless to all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? I see everybody, Uni, Thrash, Kareem, just everybody that's here. Wade, I just see all of y'all.
800 people here, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. So just God bless y'all. Much love to y'all. Like I just love the energy. This is what we do, games. So just God bless to y'all first and foremost. So
God bless
now
you, bro.
always, man. So the second thing, I want to say, well, two things I want to tell you, Big Tim.
Well, you know the industry.
Of course, I'm the GOAT,
What do
bro. You
you?
kidding me? I'm gonna tell you everything
Yeah,
for real, for real.
you are the
So
GOAT. You're the fitness coach too. I see. I saw you on video with fitness.
say that last part again. It's like cracking, bro.
No, I saw you on YouTube, and I saw your fitness
Oh
page.
yeah.
What you were doing, bro. I know you always wearing a big jacket. You screw people up with. You a big dude,
Oh yeah, I'm
man.
like crazy ripped, man. I'm actually
Yeah,
in talks right now with Men's Health Magazine to be the first game on the cover of Men's Health Magazine and stuff like
nice.
that.
Look at you.
So
Congratulations.
God bless,
Congratulations.
man. Thanks so much, man. Like so much stuff is going on. I'm just humbled and thankful, dog. Real talk. So
No
so
problem. So, what do you think of
Congrats,
this whole
bro.
thing? What are you
yeah,
hearing?
so here's the deal. And everybody that's here can go look at it as well. So 2 years ago, and it's on my Twitter right now, but 2 years ago, I don't do the rumor stuff. Like I tell you straight up what's gonna happen, and I stand on it because a lot of times when people come out with rumors or maybes or I think, and then if something hits, then they want to take the credit. But But if something goes wrong, well, it was a rumor. So now there's no accountability for what you say. And I just think that's very a disservice to your audience. So I'm the kind of person where anything I say, I stand on it. I don't do rumors. I'll tell you what's up. If something didn't hit, clown me. You know, it is what it is. But when something hit, just know where it came
Just
from.
like me.
You know what I'm saying? So
Fact.
2 years ago, if you look at the video, you could Google it, Starfield, PS5, Hip Hop Gamer. I told everybody that Starfield was coming to PlayStation 5. Now, one, I knew about this because the people that I know that's working on the game was never told to stop working on it. Period. They was told to keep working on it. There's plans around this. That's one. Right. So that's the first thing. Once I got that from who I got it from, I already knew what it was up. You know what I'm saying? So that was the first thing. So this didn't come from like Xbox era or exclusive this, stuff like that. Like I've been said this, I was the first one to say it, and I was the first one to say it and confirm it with no hesitation. So that's how I knew. I knew from actually a developer. That's one. And two, another thing is I have a lot of relationships with a lot of the voice actors. So I'll give you an example. If you go to the credits of a lot of these games, a lot of people overlook the names in these credits. But a lot of these people I know. Like, so I know firsthand what's going on.
You know everyone, brother. I know you got a deep pull there. You know, you're very well known.
So I already know what's going on. So that's where the stuff like originally came from, but nobody believed it. But now you see what's going on, and I know you know stuff.
Now you're proving
so
right.
Boom. So that's the first thing. Now the second thing, what I think of all of this and stuff like that, to me, from an Xbox person that's only an Xbox person that got the console, I understand where Unisense is coming from. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, if this is what it is, just tell me what it is. But don't tell me that something is exclusive or something is this, and then that ain't what it is. Because then it's like, I'm investing in your word that ain't true. So I understand.
You want to hear something else scarier? No, think about this though. Imagine, right? If you bought an Xbox, let's just say you bought an Xbox One at the end, now you bought this Xbox, and you've been buying games for the last 5-6 years on this Xbox. With them devaluing the console now, remember Game Pass is cool, but Game Pass doesn't take all my own games, right? So if I own like 400 games on the Xbox, now I'm kind of fucked because if I don't buy the next Xbox, I just forfeit all those games, those digital games.
Yeah, I understand.
Right? Because they're not gonna follow me wherever. It's not like they're gonna follow me to the PC, right? You see what I'm saying? So it's like we're fucked. But at least you know if you buy third-party games on your PlayStation, Sony's fully invested in keeping their consoles alive, at least for the foreseeable future. So I would feel better investing my money for third party. Now I'm switching over to buying games only on my PlayStation now because I'm like, bruh, I'm not about to keep investing in this platform that y'all don't give a fuck about. Right?
So I understand your point. And then now on the flip side, here's what I was trying to tell people too, because this is in another video that I made a few days ago prior to the news coming out tonight. So what I'm gonna tell you this is you have to pay attention to what's being said from the people that's in control of which division. So I'll give you an example, right? If like Aaron Greenberg, that's my brother for life. I love Aaron, right? If Aaron,
I love him too.
If Aaron says like this is gonna be that, you got to know the position that he's in order for him to say it, because certain positions he controls, certain positions is above his pay grade. See what I'm saying? If Phil Spencer says something, you got to know what he controls and what's above his pay grade. When you look at Natalia, the CEO, and even the financial guy, I forgot his name, that was recently in the interview talking about how competition won't be seen as the same before. These are the people that's in control of bottom line dings and deals, and then they pass off the information. That's why you saw a lot of miscommunication in the emails that was revealed during the court cases around Activision. Remember when P. Hines was caught up when they was like, why would you tell me something and it's not this? And you know, journals is going to press Todd Howard because this can't, all this other stuff. So what I'm telling you is that's a common thing. It's a big company, so information will fall down the cracks where everybody is not on the same page. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is, one, pay attention to those things, and two, another thing I'm gonna tell you, and this is in my video too, but in 2026, you will know officially you will know if there's no talk of a new console, there won't be a console. with Xbox. It's over. It's done. And if you do see any talks of a console, because here's the trade-off: Game Pass is not coming to PlayStation unless there's no console. If there's a console, you're not going to see Game Pass on PlayStation, and you'll see all this in my video too that I'm about to put out tomorrow. But the video's already out now. I'm just taking that section and like putting it out tomorrow, so it's easier to just go to it. But I'm telling you right now, everything that I'm telling y'all that I'm speaking on is like directly from like inside, like the people, like, you know what I'm saying? TimDog know what I'm talking about. So this is what it is. And some of this stuff I've seen. Like there's roadmaps to this stuff, man. This ain't no coincidence, dog. Like this is what it is. It's a new situation. Xbox is not trying to be number one anymore because in the console space, because that's not what their battle is anymore. They lost that battle, but they will be the number one publisher and they will dominate in that area.
Let me ask you this question, Hot 97. Let me ask you this question. So you're basically, yeah, hip hop.
I know it comes up like that with the thing. Got you.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to ask you, right, is this. So basically, what you're saying is what everybody should know by now. Let's say tomorrow they come out, they send out Sarah Bond out there to make all the bad news for everybody. Basically, you can't blame her because we know that whatever decision that comes about is above her pay grade. Correct.
That's all I'm saying. So you can't pay attention. You have people that's in position to be the instructor, the mediator between community and corporate. That's all it is.
The only thing that's pissing me off is that I've double dog dared them to send her out during Black History Month to be known as the killer of Xbox, because you see Phil Spencer is known as the savior of Xbox, right? Because he came in and saved the day or whatever the case may be. Now, like their reputation, like I said, the problem that they're doing is damage wise, is reputational wise. That's why that guy said he loved his Google Stadia, and Google Stadia was great. But you know why more people did not invest in Google Stadia?
It was trash.
Because of the history of Google. Like Google has a history of creating new shit and just throwing it away. So people are like, no, I'm not about to invest in anything brand new out the gate for Google because I know what's going to happen. And what did happen to Stadia? Exactly what people said was going to happen. Now Microsoft, they already have the Windows Phone, the Zune, all type of fuck shit. And now if they go and kill off Xbox too, if they ever launch any new product in the future, who the fuck is gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, you think I'm gonna be an early adopter for Microsoft after they just murder all of the shit? Like, they don't give a fuck. I won't give a fuck. So, like I said, the problem, they making money, and they will probably always make money because they're to the point now that they can control governments and shit. I don't want to hear none of that shit. We already know it's true, right? So they're at that point that they can. You think corruption doesn't exist with billions of dollars on the line?
We're at 800 people right now.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But all I'm saying is this: the fact that this, even if this is all fake and it's not true, the fact that they let this get out of, like, right now, pinned to my profile is a space I had in January 8th about will Xbox destroy the brand for profits. That's the beginning of the year, first week of the year. That we're already in February and it's still going on. They haven't said shit. So that lets me know that if a whole month went by and all of this shit been bubbling all over the place, all type of thing, and they haven't said nothing, that means there has to be some validity to these rumors. Because why not just come out and say, no, this is the bullshit? Like, remember how they came out and they squashed all the Starfield rumors that Starfield was good?
100%, yes, 100%.
Exactly. Okay. So anyway, go ahead, Paris. My bad.
No. I wanted to say something, Paris. You're going to go. Hot 97, much love. Lord, I don't know what the hell happened with you, but I want to hear what you have to say. What I wanted to say was, it's so crazy. Right now we're at 800 people on this, and there's no stopping this. And it's, I don't know, man. Like, if they're not understanding that, like, I mean, I've held spaces. I'm a pretty popular guy. I've held the spaces at the most I've gotten 215. Right now it's 800 and counting. So
the most I ever had is 986.
So this is ridiculous. So, and probably during a hot time. So I don't know what's going on, but people obviously are tuned in. Lord, I'm going to add you again. So what's up, Paris? Have you heard anything since we've last spoken? We did a podcast together earlier. Great job.
Mr. Lilly.
Nah, I haven't heard anything. I tell you, Tim, I don't have your connections. I know nothing. I don't know anything.
You got all the connections.
Nah, I don't know anything. Nah, I
You
just
know
saw
a
it.
lot. You know a lot. You're very well respected. And
Let
anything
him
that
know, Tim.
you
You
do.
don't believe none of that nonsense he's talking about.
No. Paris. Honestly, he gets a lot of shit sometimes, but I've known Paris a long time. He's been critical of Xbox when it's been needed.
He should.
Like
He's
today.
yeah, like today, and he
Yo,
loves
Paris, where's my flowers at, though, Paris?
and he's a great guy. Just honestly,
What
just
you mean?
the
What you mean? What
Paris,
flowers you
where's my
supposed to get?
flower? Paris, I've been ranting and raving about Xbox leadership decisions for months now, and
No,
everybody
you
told
haven't.
me I was crazy, huh?
Yeah, I said you were crazy. No, here's
Yeah.
no. Here's
Now
the
I'm looking like a prophet now, though, right? Nah, don't I look like John the Baptist out here? Like I don't understand because like I said,
Mark is here.
a lot of the dumb shit that they've been doing. I'm like, something's not adding up. It's not making sense. Why not just come out and be like, nope, this is just squash it real quick? Like I don't get it. Especially something that can damage your brand and something that because if people don't think that you have any exclusives anymore, all your great games are gonna go elsewhere.
Your
That's
hardware
gonna affect
done.
the bottom line. But anyway,
here.
go ahead.
No. Here's my thing on it. Obviously, everything that we've seen come out because like I was purposely trying to not feed into any of the rumors or anything until I saw Tom Warren say something. I go, wait, Tom saying something? I go, all right. There's obviously
Mm,
there's got to be something legit here, and then it's like you're seeing the same people repeating the same things over and over to the point where you're like, all right, there's enough smoke. There's clearly got to be some fire here. It just comes down to this for me. Tomorrow, I will not be shocked. Tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern,
Really
there is
good.
probably going to be something on Xbox Wire. I don't know if that's going to be the complete explanation, but it's going to be some kind of acknowledgement. They got to, because here's what's going to happen. IGN, GameSpot, The
Uh-huh.
Verge, Engadget, New York Times, Washington Post,
Uni.
It's over, man.
Hey, Jez, look, Jez is going to write a 10-page novel on Windows Central.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
So they have to, because I was saying this before, like on XCast, when I obviously the first started, I'm like, look, if it's a couple one-offs, it's not a big deal. But I go, if they start talking Starfield and Gears and Halo and all that, what's
Yeah.
the point of hardware? Because no one's going to invest in that hardware anymore unless you give me a reason to invest in that hardware. And why would I, if I already have a PlayStation, I already have a PC, I'm just going to stick to that. And maybe that's exactly what they want, right? But
Maybe.
that is still a slap in the face to everybody that's been invested in Xbox for the
Yep.
past 22 years.
Amen.
That's how you
Yep.
got to look
Refund
at
me
it.
my
That's
money.
my major problem with it. Is like, yeah, maybe they did. Maybe that is. Maybe they're just like waving the white flag and but the people that all the 900 people in this room, most of them like that's a big fu, and that's
Yeah,
uh,
it
it's
is.
just a bad thing to say. Now
No,
I don't know
it is.
how they can damage control this.
Well,
Um,
here's my other thing on that Tim.
Remember,
Everybody
Paris,
else here.
Black History Month, so
I
they
know.
can't. They got
Look,
to do this very
first
carefully.
of all, I saw what J Dub said. That was the funniest shit ever. That was hilarious.
I think J Dub is a fucking idiot.
That was
Like
hilarious.
I thought I supposed to be like, I know they're not about to
evil.
parade
Yeah.
Sarah Bond out here in Black History Month. Come on, Phil.
And they're not. And they're not. This what okay, but let me finish real quick. Because whatever they're gonna say, it has to be Phil Spencer. It has to be the CEO. It has
I
to be the
agree.
leader. It might be Phil and Satya, but it cannot be Sarah. It cannot be Matt Booty. It can't be anybody else
I agree.
except that person because you're the leader. Ultimately, you're the
Yep.
one that's signing off on
He
whatever
put
this
Diablo
decision is.
right now too.
But that brings me to my other part though. Because see, here's my real issue with it. You said these things are going to be exclusive. You told me this. Like again, let's just stick with Starfield. If the rumor's true, you made a big fuss that Starfield was going to be exclusive because you could have came out when you acquired Bethesda and was like, "Oh no, we're going to keep
Yeah.
Starfield on PlayStation." Nobody would have batted an eye. But you made a big deal of it. Look, truth
Yeah.
be told, I literally said it on Showcase
We all did.
Extended. I'm saying officially. I'm literally on the stage saying Starfield is exclusive. I
Oh, I
said that
remember.
myself. So you're contradicting what you've been saying about your plan. Now, if things have changed, okay, but this is where you need to come out and be crystal clear. This is what we are doing. Here's how we're going to handle our first party titles moving forward. Here's what we're going to do with our hardware and peripherals moving forward. And then whether we like it or not, as a consumer, I can make a decision if that's something I want to invest in, or I say F it and I go get a PlayStation and I'm good.
Right.
Yeah, I got a question for Paris, real quick.
Sure.
Go
What
ahead.
What do you think was the big shift in their marketing strategy? Because
Money.
just a few, yeah,
Money.
that's true. But
Money.
just a few months ago at
More
the
money.
FTC trials, like they could have just said, "Yo, we're just gonna put everything on PlayStation."
This is my thing with it, right? I feel like, okay, you spent almost $100 billion getting Activision and Bethesda. I get it. You need a return on investment. I get
Hmm.
it. But it feels like you're midway through this generation. You're right at that point where you now have all these studios making these games, and you never tried that strategy to see if that would gain you any market share as far as hardware goes and subscriptions and all that. You basically say, we're never gonna catch up. All right, just put it on everything because that's gonna make us the most money. And again, they're a business.
Oh shit.
Of course they're trying to make the most money, but you're contradicting everything that you have said over the past 3 or 4 years leading up to this point. That's my
But
issue with it. So we're talking about stuff that isn't 100% confirmed. I know some people are going to say it is confirmed, but I need to hear it directly from Phil
Yeah.
Spencer or Satya Nadella.
100%.
and they're making liars out of you and a lot of other people, Paris. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh,
because
they ain't
you
making
just
no. They ain't making no liar to me
I
because
mean,
I said
okay.
because
Okay,
I
what I meant
said
what I mean
because
by
I
that is
said
remember like last week on XCast, you was like, well, if you was like if what did you say? You said if they start to talk about Starfield coming to PlayStation, then we'll have a different discussion. I'm like, you just
yeah.
said that a week ago,
Well,
and now
I want this guy Tay, my friend Tay. Very he's well known, but we definitely are friends. You're probably jumping up and down, Tay. What is your take on this whole deal? I got to hear this. What do you think? And I guess you were right. Xbox is pretty much done the dirty. So what's up with you, Tay? How you doing?
Hey guys, can you hear me okay?
Yes, perfect.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm very sad. I'm very depressed. What happened the last few weeks, and this is the latest in the line of Microsoft kind of gutting their gaming division.
Yeah,
Um,
the
I
hardware.
think the Activision Blizzard stuff is the thing that really annoys me because I mean, I don't know if you've seen my post on it, but you're spending $70 billion buying a company, and now you're gonna penny pinch over a few billion to like.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't
are
get
you
it
kidding
either.
me? Like, you're slashing 30% of these studios. Like, if you're spending 70 billion, spend a couple billion more and try to make Call of Duty great. You know, and
Yeah,
they're literally gutting these companies to to like save a little money here and there. And it's not like Microsoft doesn't have the money. They literally
that's the
make
most egregious part. That's the
they
most
they
egregious part.
they make $20 billion every three
Every three
months.
months, every three
And like
fucking months.
and if you don't like why buy Activision Blizzard for 70 billion? And
man,
like
that's looking like a mistake at this point. If they're gonna cut
it's
the
just
hardware, if they're gonna
it's
cut the
like
hardware because of that, then they made a mistake.
it's just like it just drives me nuts because all these like Blizzard developers, Sledgehammer developers, like this is not the back office guys. This is like frontline writers, developers. Like it's like you have a chance to make your like make Activision Call of Duty great. Spend the money. You spent 70 billion, so go for it, right? And
Mm,
then I said this thing the whole M&A trial.
right.
Like you're buying Activision Blizzard for the next cycle. Like this cycle's done. It's over. Like they mismanaged the studios, that
The
Redfall,
Xbox
all
is
that
not
stuff.
selling. Right.
You had a shot to win the next cycle, and they're
They
just like
blew it.
it's like the bean counters now are just like taking over, and like they literally spent 70 billion and they can't spend the extra few billion to go for it next cycle.
Yeah.
It just drives me nuts, guys. Like it's
I
like
agree.
it's crazy. It is
Okay, let me ask you a
crazy.
question. Okay, can I ask you a question? Like when they bought these companies, what they told us was they're playing a long game, right? So they're thinking 10, 20 years, 30 years in the future. So it's kind of alarming to me now that it seems like what you said, they're penny pinching. It seems like they're now so concerned about the bottom line for Starfield. Okay, let's say Starfield did not sell
Right.
as well as they thought. It's like, yeah, but that's one game. Like, if you can invest 70 billion, you didn't invest 1 billion in Starfield. You bought the whole company for 7 billion. So you're gonna tell me right now that y'all are so strapped for cash that y'all have to give away, let's say, half of y'all exclusives, or even more of the exclusives. And like I said, the thing that really pisses me off is that nobody's talking about Redfall going over to PlayStation or whatever. They want to keep Redfall. They're like, no, y'all play Xbox fans. What y'all deserve is Redfall. Now the
Yeah.
people are telling me that Game Pass on the Xbox console is gonna be there for six. You get a 6 months window. So 6 months, for the first 6 months you can play it on Game Pass, and then they put it on other consoles. Why the fuck would I be on Xbox for then, if that's the case? Because I can get everything
I mean,
PlayStation does.
we know what happened. They set a budget and they came way underneath the budget. Games didn't sell as well as they wanted. Hardware didn't sell as we wanted. And now the finance guys are saying, you guys need to shape up and you need to
Yeah.
cut costs, and
But the
that's what's
reason why
happening,
the
right?
consoles and the games aren't selling is because they launched the console with no exclusive. Then they went the whole of 2022 with no big games. How
Hmm.
can you, if you launch your console and 2 of the 3 years you have nothing, then you expect to be selling like gangbusters? It makes no sense. They're doing shit on purpose to sabotage themselves, and then when they're sabotaged, they're like, "Look, we have to go third party. We have to share because look, we're getting killed in the console space." Of course you are. You ended last generation without launching any big games, and then you
And the
started this
other thing,
generation.
I mean,
Yeah.
everything you said is accurate. I mean, I've been predicting that all along. But other thing that drives me, so this is the last thing I'm going to say, is that these finance guys are in charge of the companies. It's not like developers, like the head of Respawn, Vincent Pellin knows what he's doing. He's on top
Hmm.
of things and like sees how the game is developing, right? They need people like that, right? But
See.
the thing that drives me nuts is that they try to cheap out on the penny pinching again. Like we know what happened at 343 Studios. We read all the reporting. They
Hmm.
they ship it out to contractors
They
and
screwed
expect
it
them.
up bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're doing the same thing Activision Blizzard, right? They're firing people that have all 5, 10, 15 years of amazing experience, and they're going to try to, get it with these contractors, pay them less, and there's all these legal rules about, you can't have a contractor on for a certain amount of time. So
All right.
it's really bad, guys. So it's
Yeah,
bad for the
I
industry.
agree with that. I mean, I'm very upset as well. I want to hear from Ariel. Well, you just came out, Ariel. If you want to talk, I saw you were a Game Informer. Um, but overall, yeah, I mean, it doesn't make any sense, and yeah, Lord, he's finally here, or what the hell's going on?
At all. I'm sitting here like talking, no one's
I
responding.
don't know what's
I'm
going
like, either
on, man.
everyone in this room is ignoring me or my shit ain't working.
Maybe
Like,
it was because I invited you to co-host.
What did you do to what's his name, to Elon
I
Musk?
don't know what's going on. Like, space has just been like messing up. Finally, I can hear. Yeah, finally, I can.
But Tay, I appreciate
Snowbike Mike, I can't wait to hear what he got to say. But
you.
yeah,
you can give me
Snowbike Mike.
another co-host. I'm good now. Spaces is working now.
Because I know Snowbike Mike he's a diehard Xbox fan. He reminds me of Tim. He
Yeah,
don't
no,
play like he's a Halo fan through and through, just like me. Like
he's
this is
very
bullshit,
nice.
and I know he pissed.
I got a quick question, if you guys don't mind. If anybody here wants to answer it, that would be great. So, my question would be: so, what if this is like a regulatory play? Because I've heard that they are trying to get regulators to force PlayStation to have Game Pass or something of the sort on their platform. So this way, Microsoft could just kind of like be like, "Well, we're a third party. We don't have consoles, no competition, and
Well,
we
then
want."
they're sacrificing us for money,
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
right?
didn't they
yeah.
say it
So,
For a
what
again?
do you
That's
guys
chance,
an
think?
not
It's
even
possible
like
or
it's
not?
gonna
Sacrificing
work.
you.
For a chance, it might work.
No, that's an added benefit. Think they're going to come to regulators like 6 months from now, it's like, oh yeah, we need Ubisoft now. We're going to become the greatest publisher of all time. We're going to become the greatest gaming company, the largest. We're going to rake in the revenue. Yeah, we don't have a console. We're going everywhere. So yeah, you guys can let us allow this.
But like I said, the problem that I have is this. What about all of the people who have hundreds? My friend has damn near 900 own games on his Xbox, right?
I
If
feel you.
they think about it now, your games don't follow you. Remember, a year ago or more, they said this stupid report.
What if they
Wait,
migrated to PC?
but wait. What I'm trying to say, they did this stupid report that said that all of your own games can be streamed over the cloud, like how you do for Game Pass, but you can do it with your own game. That never came to fruition. We haven't heard anything about it, right? So
Yes,
you
that
can't
was one of their things they talked about. Never happened. You're right.
exactly. It never
Remember
fucking
the
happened. So
Minecraft
that was just
4K
another
update?
bullshit,
Well, Uni, that's
dude.
the reason
Yeah,
they're working on a new console. They
sometimes
don't care
things
when
are.
it comes out. They just have to have a piece of hardware out
Dude,
there for people,
I
so
wanted,
they can't say they
guys.
got scammed. They just
I
have to have a
want to
piece of hardware that's new.
I want to hear from Ariel. She's been waiting, and I've been kicking. So Ariel, what do you got to say? What is your take? We're at 1,050 people here right now.
Okay, so can you guys hear me? Or I don't know if my mic is.
I can hear you. I
Okay,
can
cool.
hear you. I can hear you.
So my biggest thing is that I honestly think that this is their shift, and this is just an estimation on my part. I don't want to start anything, to be honest.
Please add whatever you can, because we need some kind of insight.
Yeah. I want to hear from. Yeah, she's gone again. God damn Elon Musk.
Elon, Ariel, you're now. We can't hear you. And Lord, for whatever, Lord, what is you have COVID?
Maybe they're using PC. Maybe they're doing it on PC. Maybe they need to get on their phone because I know when I try to
press the mute button twice, sometimes the mute button's bugged. Try pressing it twice.
Let me try to do mute there, Mike.
There she goes. She's back.
I did that. Damn, she had a good. I wanted to hear what she had to say. I'm gonna remove you.
There's 1,000 people in here. So where's the journalists? I would love some journalists to come up and say
She's a journalist.
I know she is. That's what I'm saying. Like her and other journalists. If there's anybody
Can you
else who
unmute yourself, Ariel? Or maybe, fuck, or come back in or leave. I don't know.
Well, can I jump in on something while you're waiting for her
Whatever
to come back?
freaking Lord is computer. Lord is screwing up everything, man.
Go ahead, Lord Lily.
I don't know. Whenever he comes in, it's going crazy.
No, but to what you were talking about, Uni, because honestly, this is kind of my biggest issue with, and again, this is why they need to clarify what the hell is going on, because you've promoted, because remember when Phil came on XCast, he talked about how they lost the digital ecosystem last time, right? For the last generation. So to your point, you have people, be it long time subscribing on Game Pass or individually buying all these digital games. Clearly they're pushing toward all digital. So if everything is going to be all digital, they need to, you can't guarantee, but they need to be clear that we're not going to stop providing hardware for the next generation and generations beyond that. Because if I'm investing my money into all your digital ecosystem,
thank you.
I need to make sure that I still have access to your digital ecosystem.
Exactly.
Agreed.
10 years from now.
Exactly.
100%.
Exactly. So
that's my biggest gripe, because I'm like, wait a minute.
Because here's my thing. I really don't fucking care if a game's on PlayStation. I really don't. That's just me. I don't care. I care that if you want me to subscribe, if you want me to buy these games and be a part of your digital ecosystem, be it on the console, PC, cloud, ColecoVision, or whatever the hell, I need to make sure that you're not going to hit the switch and turn it off in 5 years because the plan you did right now didn't work. I need to make sure that you truly are in this for the long haul. I think they are. I'm pretty sure they are, but it's the uncertainty that we have right now that they need to clarify. That's what I'm telling you. If there's not an Xbox Wire tomorrow, I'll be shocked. There's no way they can let major media outlets start talking about this, because that will happen tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
and them not clarify.
Tim, do you ever wonder who's hiding out at the bottom in their burner accounts listening to this right now? I hope they're listening, because I know some of them. I know they're down there. Whoever it is, whether it's Phil or somebody that's close to Phil, I know y'all down there. Y'all better be motherfucking listening.
In my opinion, I've known Phil for a long time. I wrote him an email. If he just gave me, I mean, I understand that he has to be smart, but if he had just given me kind of a heads up, maybe I'd feel differently. But like at this point, I don't really want to talk to anybody from Xbox. I want
That's
to
my
see,
boy, Tim.
you
That's
know,
my boy. I
I
like to
just
hear it.
I just think that they gotta handle this, and I don't think that they are going to handle it. I have no confidence in them. I do believe that this is gonna be a defining moment for them. But as Tay said, it doesn't make sense. Why doing it at this point? They didn't, even with the Activision stuff, like like it's time to say something about that. This has been now, you know,
Like
um,
4 months.
4 months, and you were always open up about that something, and you even said their account said we'll talk about it in the new year. Well, guess
Where the
what?
fuck is the round table at?
Yeah,
Exactly. It's
there's no
February.
round table. The Xbox that we've all come to know is like has been infiltrated by like the body snatchers, and it's just not the same
You know what we're gonna
Xbox.
get tomorrow? We're gonna get another Xbox wire for some fucking controllers
It's
and new
gonna be
controller
some.
schemes.
No,
Watch.
I think if they listen, they're just gonna message it wrong. I have no confidence in them, and you know what? It's
Yeah, I
kind
think
of
we're
like
going to get nothing but
it's like
PR tomorrow.
that dude that talks from two sides of his mouth, and you give him the shot, and you give him multiple shots, and it's just at the point where you just like, it is what it is, man. You're not there. You're not gonna do what you're supposed to do, and that's the way I feel with them. I think that they're gonna fudge the messaging, and I'm just at that point. I mean, I think I've spoke about it. I mean, we got 1,100 people in here. I don't think I'm holding a space tomorrow. There's just gonna be a point where
I'll hold one tomorrow in the morning.
you could hold one, and I'll retweet it, but
Okay.
I'm not in the mind of really caring much more. They're going to say what they say, and I know that it's going to be disappointing. It's just disappointing that it got to this point because um, I really wanted to see what Ariel said. She sounded like she did some data on it, but like I don't get it. I don't know what the hell happened, but they really they screwed this up bad, and it's just here we go. Ariel, I want to hear you speak. So
Hi, Ariel.
go Ariel.
Okay.
Ariel,
Oh, you guys can hear me now. Perfect. Okay.
Welcome back.
So,
all
my
right.
biggest thing about what's happening with Xbox right now, again, this is just my own opinion. I don't want to start anything, but I just have some ideas on what's possibly going to happen. Is down the road, we might see a console shift entirely where there is no longer going to be a physical console anymore. I think that Xbox might try to push towards Game Pass only subscriptions. And we're already
Mm-hmm.
seeing it with the console exclusives currently, where the collector's editions have the Steelbook, they have the game code, they have everything like that, but we don't have a physical disc pretty much anymore. We didn't have that for Alan Wake.
Right.
We're not having that for Hellblade 2, Senua's Saga. Another thing entirely, I think that they are not saying anything because PR needs to do some major damage control. This
Yeah.
entire thing is looking like it's collapsing in on itself. But I'm really
Sure.
interested to see what higher ups have to say, because at this point, the speculation is, it's healthy as long as it stays healthy, but it can't go towards an unhealthy route, or else it's just going to be consumed in chaos.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you could even argue that it's gotten to the point where the chaos is here. I mean, Sarah makes a tweet, and you look at the replies, and it's ugly. It's really ugly.
Hmm.
It's like everyone's asking the same question, and I like I said, I don't have any confidence in them. I wonder what they're gonna say, but I don't have any confidence in them. I don't know what happened here, but I think that you're right on the right track. This all points to them just not caring about hardware anymore and saying bye bye. We'll be a third party developer. We'll have Game Pass. That's going to be our identity, and that's that. And they'll probably be a strong top company there, but the fans and the people that grew up buying Xboxes since 2001, you're pretty much over with. It's upsetting to me. It's just like I can't support
Well,
that.
Tim, the one thing that I take, I had said this before, we were talking earlier, but the one thing that I do take is what Satya Nadella said a few years back about Windows Phone. It is a huge regret that he has that they got out of that hardware because they're at the mercy of iPhone and Android, or Apple and Android at that point. The same thing would apply to gaming. I
Correct.
can't see them getting out of the hardware business and totally relying on PlayStation and Nintendo for console hardware, because now you don't have competition in the sense that PlayStation has no incentive to innovate on hardware anymore. And I'm not saying they're going to do this. I'm just saying this as an example.
Right.
But PlayStation could come with PS6. Well, why the hell do we even need to come out with a PS6 right away? Maybe we can wait. Maybe we can wait until 2030, 2031
15 years.
to
Yeah.
come with one, because
Well,
there's
double the
no
price.
the
there's
rumor
exactly
is that
raise.
the rumor is that they greenlit a console for development, and I know you saw Jez
Oh,
wrote
no,
the article.
yeah, I mean, I've heard that too. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's another Xbox coming. I don't think that there isn't. My only thing is, and again, this is where we're hearing rumors, speculation. This might happen. There's been conversations that this is going to happen. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear this is what we're doing, because if you're coming out with continue with hardware, then are you making hardware that you're going to continue to innovate? You're going to do things in the space that's going to push PlayStation to want to do things and vice versa? Or are you just giving me a dummy box to say that, hey,
Yeah.
you can still play your digital games on?
I mean,
I'm afraid that's what
yeah.
it's going to
I
be.
mean, honestly, I'll say this right now. Like when I bought the Xbox Series X, I was so excited about it to see what changes they made from the Xbox One, because the Xbox One was my first Xbox console I ever got. So when
Poor thing.
wait, what? Yeah, and I was so excited about it because I was like, okay, let's see what they're changing. I'm going to be honest, nothing really changed except for the performance and the capture mode.
Quick resume.
That that's
Yeah.
it. And for me, honestly, like when I compare PS5 to Xbox Series X, the control is so much better. Like, and the control work is so much better on a PS5 than it is on an Xbox Series X. They didn't
I don't know
change.
about that.
Yeah, that's just opinion though. And whenever it comes down to it, like I honestly see so much work that still needs to be done on the console. If they're going to continue with the console, that's the thing. If they're going to move over to a digital only ecosystem, then
Right.
Can I ask you a question, Ariel and Paris? Like, let me ask you all this question. Let's say, right, because right now projected that Series X and S is projected to sell less than the Xbox One. So my point is this: if they're gonna sell less consoles, 3 generations in a row, less and less and less, that literally provides a monetary incentive to not invest more in the console. And you see they're pivoting more to PC, even PlayStation, other platforms or whatever. Because but the problem that I have is that the problem that they're having in the console space selling consoles is directly because of them. Because if you launch a console with no exclusives, and you don't ship any game for the whole of 2022, why the F would you expect people to go out and buy the console? So it's like you're on purpose, you're effing up on purpose to create a problem and then say, look, we have to do this to solve the problem that we created. And I'm like, no, all you have to do is release good games on time, like 4 or 5 times a year. Like, because you're on you have a subscription
Man.
service, so you need to release a game once or well, at least once every 2 months, a big game once every 2 or 3 months. You need to do that, but they haven't done it. But then they want to get the results of a company that do it like Nintendo. That doesn't happen. So
Well,
my
there's
point
two
is,
things.
yeah,
There's two things on that. First of all, I think because you have Xbox Play Anywhere, you've already told your audience you can play games on PC, you can stream them over the cloud on the mobile or whatever, right? That is obviously going to cut into the amount of people that are buying the console. The
true.
second thing is, to your point, if you don't have games, if you don't have compelling games that people want to play, they're not going to go buy your hardware. Which brings me to this final point. We're literally at that point right now. We saw the showcase last year. We just had the developer direct. They're starting to have those games. Indiana Jones could be a game for them that people will literally go buy an Xbox to play if that's the only place that I can go play it. You know what I mean? Hellblade 2 obviously is coming. We know Fable is coming down the road. That Clockwork Revolution looks very interesting. South of Midnight looks interesting. We know another Gears is coming. So it's not that Xbox doesn't have coveted IPs that could get someone to go buy hardware. But if, again, rumor and speculation, because we don't know if any of this shit is exactly happening the way we think. But if you're going to kneecap yourself right now to not even try, how the hell do you know? Because they've had, because here, and I've said this to you a million times. The last significant brand new IP that has come out of Xbox Game Studios was in 2006, and it's called Gears of War.
Yep.
That's sad.
One of the
It's sad.
greatest.
But it's sad to say though, because like me and Paris have this discussion in the space all the time. It's like if you can say before Starfield and stuff came out, Starfield and Hi-Fi Rush or whatever, other than Sea of Thieves, but Sea of Thieves started off bare bones, so you can't even include that, right? They started off terrible, but fine. Other than Sea of Thieves, the Xbox, the a major AAA IP that came out that was new, that really like shook, like really did something for the ecosystem was Gears of War for the 360. That's insane. How the hell do you go like 15 years without new compelling new IP when you can say, and like I said, the thing I like about Xbox is that they do a lot of experimentation and variety, and I like that. But the problem that I have with them is that the lack of consistency, and they have too much money. They're $2 trillion. I don't understand the is it that you put the wrong people in the wrong places? Is it that the leadership is just that bad? But then why nobody being fired? Anyway. But like I said, this is just me. I just think that they need to come out. They need to come out and tell people tomorrow or sometime this week what they need to expect. And it can't be with these, like how he did, where he said where places exist. It can't be, oh, there are certain things that are left for interpretation, because that's how they got here in the first place. And to me, you can't be making millions of dollars. Matt Booty, all of these people making millions of dollars. Nigga, I don't make millions of dollars. So why the fuck can I communicate more effectively than them? That makes no fucking sense. So
Yeah,
anyway, go
what
ahead.
I honestly think needs to happen is when whoever is making a statement is going to come out and make their statement, they need to be clear, they need to be concise, and they need to not BS the public, their consumers, and their basically their fan base of what's going on, because these people we're all spending $500+ sometimes more
Wow.
on a console with the game. So if we're putting our hard-earned
It's
money into
crazy.
something,
The problem,
then we should know.
when it comes to like how they're going to address like the actual thing, I'm kind of curious how they're going to do it. Like you said, the worst thing that they can possibly do is come out with some PR nonsense. Like if I feel like ChatGPT made your response, don't do it.
Oh
Like
God.
it's like
Yep.
I kind of
That's
actually feel
scary.
like they need to have kind of like a connecting with the audience kind of thing, because if you come out there and you just say a bunch of PR, we want to do
I'm
it to
telling
play.
you right now, they're gonna flub it.
Yeah, I think they're
No
gonna. I think they're
confidence.
gonna come out with some PR stuff. I do
They're
agree
gonna
with you,
flub it, and you know what? It's
and they're gonna trend all week.
listen. We're at
Here's
1,300
here's what they
people.
should do. Here's what they should do. I'm not saying they're doing it. This is what they should do. Have your Xbox Wire post. Say whatever you got to say there, but not Sarah, not Matt Booty, not Aaron Greenberg, nobody else except Phil Spencer, the CEO, needs to sit down. I don't care if you do it with on the Xbox podcast or you do it with IGN or whoever,
Forever,
but you need to have a Q&A where people are asking you legitimate
Yep.
questions that the community is going to have, and
It's called to a space.
an that's
Oh
right.
no,
Right.
that ain't happening. Especially
Who
with
knows,
you over here,
That
man?
would be
Beauty. It
great.
ain't
What you
coming
mean?
on the spaces.
Listen. I be hard on them, right? But I can be professional when I need to be. But at the end of the day, like you see, there's different people for that. Like my boy Tim, he handles the positivity most of the time, right? And I handle the other side. See, so that's how it works. So even though, like right now, I'm being very, because it's Tim's space, I'm trying to. But already know in my space, I'm gonna turn up because this is ridiculous. These is people money. Like what Ariel was saying, this is money. Like I don't know where y'all come from, but where I come from, money is hard to come by, right? So it's like if I spend my hard-earned money on something, and you promise me something,
Listen, I need what you promised. I need you to deliver. I'm sorry to say. All I've been hearing from Xbox is wait till E3, wait for this, wait for this, wait for this, wait for this. And now that we have waited, when like what you said, right when you're on the cusp of releasing all the IP that you stacked up, all the studios that you stacked up, all of it, now you're like instead of Xbox fans celebrating that the hard times are over, you're saying is let's give all these games to the PlayStation. They'll be like, yo, hey, well, everybody can play, right? I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, wait, well, if that's the case, then you should have told me that at the beginning of the generation, so I could have bought the PS5 if I can get the Xbox games and the PlayStation games over there, right? But you
Look,
didn't do that.
here's the truth of the matter. Something has changed within the last
Oh, well, I don't know what
last
happened.
year. Something changed.
Somebody
It's
got
clear
robbed.
because
Somebody's house got robbed.
this was not the messaging in 2020, 2021, 2022.
But they
Yeah.
said it was about
Something
great
changed.
Yeah, I
exclusives
think
for
they
us.
broke into a safe or something. I don't know what happened. I want to hear from Brad Davis. You're requested to talk. Listen, there's 1,400 people in this. There's 16 requests. I cannot get to everyone. I just wanted to let you know. If I didn't get to you, it's not personal. It's just I'm at 10. I want to hear what Brad has to say, and we'll move on from there.
All right, hello. Can you hear me well?
Can hear
I don't
you.
have my regular mic.
You're fine.
Okay, good. What I wanted to say was that in the beginning of the generation, when the series released, sales were really good,
Yes.
and then in 2022, Microsoft cut supply of the Series X, and apparently they did this to support the cloud.
Correct.
Now, during that time, it wouldn't have been smart for Microsoft to release major AAA exclusives because there weren't many Xbox consoles for them to sell. It wouldn't have been a good look to have a big exclusive just to then have news come out that the Xbox console didn't sell that much because of low supply. So
Correct.
now they recently increased supply with the Xbox Series X, and now we're seeing that they have a better, more tight schedule in terms of Xbox games coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have this news coming out that possibly certain big exclusive games will be coming out to other platforms. I mean, for me, as long as Xbox is the only console with Game Pass, then that is enough for me to
Mm-hmm.
support the Xbox because I know that my money will be
Utilized.
less. Yeah, I'll be saving more money via Game Pass than if I bought all these Xbox games I'm interested in separately. But for other people, they can get those games on other platforms if this news is accurate. And overall, Xbox they don't make money on hardware. Everything that
Mm-hmm.
they make money on is software and services. So if you choose to play these games later on another platform, whether that's PlayStation or PC, if you're spending more money on these games per unit or per game than you would if you had Game Pass monthly, then Microsoft is making more money from you compared to if you were an Xbox user and never
No,
had
that's
Game
not true.
Pass.
That's not true. Let me tell you why. If you're an
Yeah,
Xbox
break it
user, right?
down. I'm
If
open.
okay,
Go ahead.
listen. If you're an Xbox user, right? They can catch you on so many ways. For example, you can buy accessories you might need. How many controllers are you going to buy over the generation, right? You might buy the memory card, what you call it, the hard drive. You might buy a lot of different things. Every time you buy microtransactions, they get a piece of that. When you pay for Xbox Live or whatever they're calling it right now to play online on the console, they get money for that, like these services. So they make most of their money from having a platform. Because, like I said, if I bought Resident Evil, right? They didn't make Resident Evil. They had shit to do with Resident Evil and Capcom. But guess what? They made 30% just because I bought it there. The problem that you're having right now is there's not have been if they did this after they already sold 100 million Xboxes, that would be one thing. But they haven't even sold 30 million, right? So the problem is the install base is not big enough, right? And what you're doing is you're further devaluing and incentivizing people to not buy your console. And what that does to the people who did buy the console, like me and you, that incentivizes the devs that are making games, especially the smaller games, to say, we're going to just skip the Xbox completely because there's only like 25 million people there and there's like
But
100 million over in PlayStation
but
5.
but see that's where I disagree in the sense that Xbox, the user base is far more digital than PlayStation due to the Series S.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
from
fine.
that, and from that, game developers will see that, okay, we won't have to worry about secondhand sales via
What are you talking about?
Xbox.
They skipped Xbox in the Xbox One generation. They did it already. They're gonna do it
What
worse now.
what developers are we referring to though?
No, okay. How many games did for the Xbox One and PS4 generation did you sit there as an Xbox fan and say, "God damn it, we ain't got that one either. God damn it, there goes Street Fighter Five. There, God damn it, there goes
Well,
this
Street.
game and that game."
Like
Well,
My,
eighty
my,
I had
percent of
both.
the
I had
Japanese
both.
market.
I
hold on.
had
It's
both
not even.
consoles during that.
Hear what I'm saying. I'm not even getting into the minutia about which exact games. I'm
Go
just
ahead.
saying that
Go ahead.
there have been dozens and dozens of games that do not get released on Xbox. Well, let's just bring up one publisher, Square Enix or whatever, because they think that the install base is too small and they don't buy enough games or whatever on that thing. So that means the smaller the install base. If this install base for the Xbox Series is going to be smaller than the Xbox One, the devs are gonna further prioritize the PlayStation. That's why you see most of the games that come out, if they perform better on the PlayStation 5 already, because that's where most of the money is being made. Because
But
Xbox is making sure that their install base is smaller and smaller and smaller. That affects you as the gamer, correct?
it made more sense last gen when things were less digital. But
Mhm.
now Street Fighter has come out on Xbox, and it was during a time in which the Xbox Series was still brand new. Xbox Series wasn't even at 20 million when Street Fighter 6 released. Now we got
Wait.
Tekken 2. I mean,
Okay,
we have more support from Square Enix, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I definitely agree with you that it's never going to be what PlayStation has in terms of support, but the Xbox Series should still have far more support than Xbox One did, due
why?
to us having more
Uh,
digital support. They get
No,
more
no.
money from
Listen.
digital
The
sales.
Xbox One was a digital console. That's why they got into the
No,
whole
but but
fuckery.
but the user base on Xbox One was less digital than it is on Series.
So what does that mean? Even if they okay, it doesn't
They're
matter
getting
how
more money
digital.
from digital
Listen,
sales. You
no,
don't have
it
to
doesn't
worry.
matter how digital the base is. It doesn't matter how much games they buy, right? How much money can be made. That's all the devs care about. They don't give a fuck about nothing else. All they want to
Yeah,
hear about
you
is
make
how
you
much
make more
money.
money via digital
Exactly.
though.
That's fine, but if Xbox represents 10% of your profits, while PlayStation represents 90, where is most of your time gonna and dedication gonna go to? Right?
I agree with what it goes
I'm
to, but
confused. I'm
Xbox is still
confused,
gonna get
Brad.
support though.
Brad, wait.
I want to
What
ask
are you
Brad something.
what are you actually argumenting? Are you saying that this is good for Xbox in
That's
general?
what. Yeah, I'm trying to understand. Is he saying it's good? Like if they sell
No,
less Xbox, the smaller it gets, the better for us.
Is this good?
no, I'm not saying it's good. What I'm saying is that I don't see how this is gonna greatly change support if the digital sales are still coming in the same. That's
How
what I'm
can they come
saying.
in the same if there's less people to buy?
the
Understand what I'm
let me
trying to tell you,
explain.
sir.
All
Let
right,
me let me
Uni, it's okay, man.
can I explain, please? I'm sorry. Let me explain.
No,
Let me just
yeah, let's
explain.
not yell at each
Let's.
other.
I think
Brad's
we just all
cool.
have to relax at this point. Have a cup of tea or
Yeah.
something.
I, I'm, I'm, yeah. I'm
You
just
know,
gonna.
yeah. All right, go
And
ahead,
I
man.
have a
I'm done.
question for Brad too.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I'll just say this too. Overall user base does not equal the overall sales of a game. A game could still sell very well, even if the user base is low.
This is
Certain
true.
certain games like EA
attach
Sports
rates,
games
yeah.
during the Xbox 360 generation.
We're going back to the 360,
Well, I'm just using an example because overall
but
PS3
the
sold
360,
more.
But it's
but the
Sold
still
more.
attach
360
rates.
had a
Attach
way
rates.
more bigger install base than the Xbox Series, correct?
Yeah, but
Okay,
Madden, but EA is making more money on Madden now than they did during the
but
360
that's because
Wait,
of my
generation.
microtransactions and shit. They're not relying on sales like how they did back then.
Yeah, in part, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like
Okay.
So
certain games
let me
you're
ask
still
him
gonna
a
have
question.
good
Let me ask
support
him a
on,
question.
like EA and Ubisoft and games like that. I do agree with you though. Like the smaller Japanese titles, we'll more likely see some changes here and there.
even
It
the
does
But you
seem
big
see, the
like
thing
Japanese
is
Xbox
we're not.
titles.
has some relationship
Hold
with
up, hold
Square
up, hold
Enix
up.
for Game Pass, but yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The thing is, we're not getting those games as it is. Well,
Yeah.
when you start selling less platforms, start selling less
You're gonna
consoles,
get less
that's
games.
going to result in less Game Pass subscriptions. That's going to result in these
And more
Japanese
PlayStation
developers,
exclusives,
huh?
in more PlayStation exclusive deals and stuff
Get
like that.
more PlayStation.
Right,
Yeah,
and
and that's
cheaper
another
inflation.
aspect. Well,
It's also cheaper
you know,
for them to keep it off the
putting into
platform.
that, you're going to have Square Enix. So like, we did want to have this relationship, but you guys ain't growing, and now doing this, we don't think you're going to grow. So
Yeah.
why would they put
So
us on? And then you put it on the aspect on
when they sell Call of Duty, when they sell Fable, who's taking 30% of all that? PlayStation. PlayStation got no problem time exclusive and everything. Now, I don't think they would do that as much because why do that at that point? There ain't no competition on the market. They don't got to do none of that.
Well, I want to
No,
ask Brad
well,
because I know Brad's from for a while.
yeah,
What
we've been
about the
talking for a
fact?
while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
guess what I'm saying is what changes do you see now that have already been stated in like recent Xbox conferences that will flip now with this recent news? That's pretty much what I was getting at.
And I feel you on that, but we can't act like the Xbox is in a good state as it is. So you can't really use that statement either.
well, I mean,
I mean, I'm not saying it's in the I'm not saying it's in the number one state in terms of console sales. I
he
never
said
said that. I mean,
personally.
PlayStation
He
is
was
far
saying
better in terms
personally.
of console sales by
It
far.
works.
I
Yeah.
mean,
It
it's
works.
not
It
growing
works.
in subscription services. It's not growing in
Okay.
worldwide appeal. Like, it's not growing
My,
anywhere.
I want to have a question, and I don't want to dogpile on Brad. I think he made his point clear that it works for him. But what about the fact that they said that they went up on stage and said Starfield and these games
We're
are not coming
exclusive.
to another platform just 2 years ago, and he did detail that whole portion correctly. What do you think about them saying that and now completely going against the face of that and doing the complete opposite? Do you think that like is that okay with you, or is it something that you could just say, oh, it's part of the business? Because for me, that's really what perturbs me is that I remember being at the round table watching it where I was, and I remember them saying, I said, get this right, and they got it right in my opinion. They said it was going to be where Game Pass exists, and they had the whole bravado about it. But here we are, only 2 years later or whatever, and that whole statement's out the window, and basically nothing's been acknowledged, or I don't think they'll ever acknowledge that talk. I don't think they'll ever say we said this. But what do you think in that case? Are you like how do you justify that? Do you justify that, or you don't care?
I mean, I definitely see where you're coming from, and I play Starfield via Game Pass on my Xbox, and I have all of the other modern consoles. So in that case, yeah, I could definitely see why people will be upset at that because that was pretty much the biggest new IP for the Xbox Series. That was pretty much Starfield. That wasn't
Yeah.
Forza Gears or Halo. So if that did come to PlayStation 5, then I would definitely understand why people would be upset at that,
Well,
especially those that
Yeah,
bought the
it is.
Xbox
It is
Series
something.
Thank you,
for
that's
that
Brad.
why
game
we're
in
all
particular.
upset.
Thank you, Brad.
Yeah, yeah,
All
and
Plus the
right.
again,
fact that we
that's
supported
what I'm saying.
Microsoft over a
No, no,
dry
that's
ass era, and they come this era, and then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna put all our games on PlayStation."
Yeah, so
Well,
like if you told me this before Microsoft, I would have just not buy the Xbox, right? Like I
Yeah,
didn't need the Xbox.
dude,
Like if yeah.
And that's
this commentary is very annoying because like the disrespect for Hyper Rush is insane, dude. Everybody's like, "Oh yeah, Starfield's the like that's the last drop." Like, dude, like Hyper Rush is it's an excellent IP that can
right.
only
yeah.
grow
I
with the
personally,
potential.
I,
If
But
I
you
personally
try,
like
give me a
High
minute, give me a
Five
minute.
far
Well,
more
I
than
Give me a
can
minute, give me a
say
minute.
Starfield.
If you,
Yeah,
if
you,
you,
you
if you
you know the saddest part though? No,
yeah,
there's no discussion about porting Redfall to PlayStation. Like port that game. That we'll be
yeah.
fine with that one,
Listen, I
right?
can
Like
I
say
think
this
like
much. I've heard this, and I know it's to be true. Bethesda themselves and Tango Games, they requested they want to be on different platforms. And listen, to Tango's
but they better
def-
shut up and get back to the slave ship. What they
well,
talking about? Like they want to do this? Like
no,
what? Like
they want their games to be on PlayStation because twofold. They don't. Xbox has a zero Japanese presence. So for a game like Tango, they're a Japanese developer, and they have 15 people that buy Xbox, and not many people on PC are buying it in Japan. So obviously,
TimDog, could you imagine Naughty Dog saying that they want their games on Xbox and Sony like
yeah,
we
I
can't we gotta
agree.
follow him. I mean look, Naughty Dog said it.
That's
Ain't nothing we
that.
could do.
That's what I've heard that they've gotten kickback. In my opinion, that's already had been discussed, and I wouldn't really hear it, but that's part of it is that Bethesda themselves have pushed for to go on different platforms because if they're told, hey, you got to sell 3 million, you got to sell 6 million consoles. I mean, you got to sell 6 million copies. Well, then they're gonna just kick back and say, Well, 60% of the market is on PlayStation, so how do you expect us to pull profit? So you have that at play here too, and
Palworld did it.
yeah, well, I mean, Power World's, I'm not defending that.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. Like you see,
again,
like I'm just saying, like they can do it. Like the problem
they can
isn't that.
do it, of
Yeah,
course, yeah.
yeah. Like if
But
Power can do, if people can do, make great games with barely any budget and stuff like that, I refuse to believe you can belong to a $2 trillion company and don't have enough money to make a great game. Like these excuses need to end for
Yeah,
Microsoft.
I
Like no,
100% agree with that. I agree with that. And not only that, but like what bothers me is that if they're going to start doing this stuff and like pulling out of like consoles, why did they start bundling their consoles with Palworld? Like, now they're promoting the Xbox with Palworld, but like 2 months later they're going to
yeah,
say, "Oh, like but like our other exclusives they're going to other platforms." That's super contradictive. I mean,
yes, I know
do
it
you
is.
Yeah,
want to sell them or
honestly,
not?
I
It's so
like,
the,
and
the
yeah,
again,
I
the
didn't want to jump
messaging
in
is
with others
horrendous.
talking. Yeah, go ahead.
No, no, go ahead.